Hello, listening people.
Hello.
You're listening to Spit and Polish Presents Unappreciated Masterpieces. I'm Ryan Sliwinski.
And I'm Bartek.
Bartek! Why are we here? What is Unappreciated Masterpieces? Who are we? What are we? What's a Spit and Polish? Answer all those one questions.
Who are we? You should have been listening people. He is right. Start the episode again. We can't have you calling them fucks.
Okay. Hello, listening people.
Hello, fucks.
You fucked that up, you cunt.
So he's Ryan Sliwinski. I'm Bartek Kasprzyszak. It's not that one of us is spitting the other's Polish. We're both spitting Polish because we're always spitting and we both happen to be Polish. Isn't that right, Bartek? Yes. And then the name of the show is Unappreciated Masterpieces. It's not that one of us is unappreciated and the other is masterpiece. Although I'd be masterpiece if that were the case,
no.
I think
You'd be unappreciated. I would be masterpieces. Yeah, because I'm multiple pieces.
Because you're so tall.
I am. I'm broken up into several sections of man. There's spiritual, physical, and mental.
But like I said, that's only hypothetical. Unappreciated masterpieces are the thing that we, Spit and Polish talk about.
Yeah.
Those things that we talk about, unappreciated masterpieces, are films.
Ah, not art.
Theatrically released films that have been forgotten by society, the public, and the people at the same time.
I hate when they forget.
All three.
A trifecta.
These forgotten films are also the best films ever made, which adds to the irony of them being forgotten.
Yeah. It adds to the supreme sadness of it all. It's the tragedy of life.
I like this. You said supreme sadness. That's alliteration, and alliteration is good.
I like it. Sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't.
Yes, it's a very literate thing to do, as it's called alliteration.
Yeah. So we do feature-length audio commentaries for movies that seemingly don't deserve them, but we go out of our way to find these films and try and talk about them in a positive manner. Yeah, sometimes we'll bring up the negatives because, hey, there have to be a reason why they're unappreciated. Sometimes some of the negatives in films can just be too much for the average person, but we try and see the positives most of the time. And I think that's a nice way to go about things, with a smile, being nice boys.
We've had permanent smiles on our faces this entire recording so far.
I'm smiling all the time. I've never stopped smiling. I'm a smiler.
Yeah.
From the great movie, the Emoji Movie, I'm Smiler.
Wasn't there a horror movie a couple of years ago called Smiley?
Yeah, Shane Dawson from...
Oh yeah, that's the one that had YouTube people in it, wasn't it?
Shane Dawson's Smiley film. Yeah, I love Shane Dawson. He makes me smile, but you know what makes me smile? The film we're going to be covering today. And I don't know what it is, so I don't know why I'm smiling. Tell me why, Bartek. What's the film?
You didn't know. Okay, I'll tell you what
Well,
the film is.
I'm smiling. I'm smiling because I know we're going to be covering a film. And I know what the film is, but I don't know till you tell me. See the logic there?
Well, Ryan Sliwinski.
I like how you tried to put smiling in my first name instead of my last name, where my last name I think would have made it easier.
Ryan Sliwinski.
Yeah, slime. Yeah, it actually works. Go on.
The film that we are covering today on the show is the classic 1982 film. That's right, guys.
Ooh.
Listening people, this is our oldest film that we've done. It's beaten Cutting Class, which was like 89 or 88.
Yeah.
The film is Czy oni nazywali mnie Bruce?
Hold on. I didn't understand a single word of that other than Bruce? Is this Bruce Almighty we're watching? I didn't realize that film was that old.
No, Ryan, that's dumb. That's a dumb mistake you made. I'm
a fucking idiot.
That title's only 2 words and it doesn't have a question mark at the end.
Oh, what did you say that those are multiple words you were speaking? I
said,
thought that was all like one word.
Czy oni nazywali mnie Bruce?
Yeah, that sounds like 2 words.
It's 5
words. It sounds
words.
like 2 words. It sounds like...
It's 5 words.
I don't know. It sounds like we're watching Bruce Almighty.
No, we're watching Czy oni nazywali mnie Bruce.
Oh, Evan Almighty. We're watching Evan Almighty.
No, not Czy oni nazywali mnie Evan. Czy oni mnie nazywali
Is
Bruce.
Evan in Polish?
It's a name.
Yeah, but sometimes don't names get translated across?
Not common Western ones that don't have Polish.
Oh, is Evan not a Polish name?
If it was, it would have a W in it instead of a V.
Would it not be Evtek?
Probably not.
Evan Tech?
I think it's too short to have the ek at the end.
Well, yeah, maybe Evan's short for something else. We don't know. Maybe it's a short name. Maybe it's short for Effervescent.
You know, right? For
My
some
favorite
reason,
band.
It's coming across to me like you don't know much Polish.
Well, I wouldn't say I don't know much. I would say I don't know all of it, you know?
Oh, that's why you're so confused.
I'm very confused. Like, I know my name. I know Warsaw, and that's about it.
Well, it's about a Shaba.
Shh, don't say that. It ruins everything I've built up. My house of cards have been blown over.
You know what? I think the way to get around this problem is I should give you the English title.
Yeah, go on. I love English.
The English title for Czy oni nazywali mnie Bruce. Now, the Polish people out there might be translating it and thinking, oh, the English title must be, are they calling me Bruce? But the title is, in fact, They Call Me Bruce?
I love They Call Me Bruce. See, I was saying that like I do love it. That wasn't a question about it. Like, it's not me saying I love They Call Me Bruce. Like, do I? No, I'm saying I love They Call Me Bruce.
The title of the film has a question mark, although the DVD doesn't seem to.
Yeah, look, I don't know why the title has a question mark in it. I've watched the film. It's never like he says it like it's a question. It's more like he accepts that as a thing, but whatever. We need someone to explain to us the intricate nature of They Call Me Bruce. We need a They Call Me Bruce expert. They call me Bruce Burt.
Well, there's a guy to your left of you who's a guest for this episode. I think he knows it.
Do they call him Bruce?
No. They call me Chris Mardiryan?
There you go. Hi, Chris.
Hello, guys.
Did we get it right?
Yes, exactly right. Last time I was here, I was your Rob Schneider expert.
You can be an expert in many fields. You know, Bruce Banner has like degrees in 7 different things. You're the Bruce Banner of our show. You're the Rob Schneider expert for Rob Schneider. Now you're the They Call Me Bruce Burt.
Yeah, I'm now the They Call Me Bruce expert, which I watched recently the other day for the first time in like 10 years.
Oh, and you loved it, yeah?
Well,
as great as you remember.
We'll get into that.
It was better than you remember. It was so good that you said, why didn't they make this an Oscar winner? So, before we get down that alley, get it, it's a reference to the film They Call Me Bruce, because they use alleyway sets a lot in this movie. With black people mainly, for some reason. Yeah. I guess in this film's universe, black people only exist in alleyways. You know, that's the law of the film. It's
nice that we have a film that acknowledges that black people exist.
The only black people in the film are either in alleyways
or own a hair shop.
Or criminals.
Or own a hair shop.
Or a church.
Or a
church. I can't wait to get to that scene. Okay, guys. You, at home, obviously have a copy of They Call Me Bruce, or otherwise known as sometimes A Fistful of Chopsticks. Sometimes it's called that, Chris.
Is it
yeah.
actually? Okay.
Apparently one of its other... You know how here in Australia we call the movie Airplane Flying High?
Yeah.
Well, this is our equivalent of that. Where I think in America it's called A Fistful of Chopsticks, and in international releases it's called They Call Me Bruce.
I'm so glad you mentioned Flying High. Before we get into it, I know we're going to do reviews later, but one of the reviews listed on the DVD is... It still cracks me up. Yune hilarious as the inept Bruce Lee lookalike. This is a fast and furious gag flick along the lines of the greats like The Naked Gun, Top Secret, and Airplane.
I like how they mentioned Top Secret in there.
Yeah, what's that?
And the website that reviewed that was bruceploitation.com.
We know to trust them. All right. Guys, you guys at home, I said guys twice, okay. Guys and ladies
listening
and
guys.
Pets at home or on the train or, you know, hey, wouldn't it be great if someone was listening to this while doing a diamond heist? You know, that would be great. Get ready, because when you're at your diamond heist, you obviously have a copy of They Call Me Bruce or A Fistful of Chopsticks ready on some kind of device. I'm going to do a countdown, and when I say play, you got to press play on your copy of the film so you're kind of lined up with us and understand what we're talking about during this magnificent film. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah. Thanks Gold Pine Productions and Elliot Hong Film. They Call Me Bruce. It just starts.
No question mark.
No, but I question the film.
Okay.
So let's get into our own histories with this film. I'm going to start with Chris first.
Oh, the one with the most interesting thing to say.
Yes, but it'll be a ripple effect with Chris, because Chris's history is that he has one, and then it'll ripple to us. So Chris, tell us about your fantastic history with A Fistful of Chopsticks.
Okay, I don't actually remember how old I was when I first watched this film, but I just remember the first time I watched it, I wasn't really into it. It was, as you can see, it's an 80s film that looks like maybe it was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then I got used to it, and then I started laughing a lot, especially in the... I mean, I don't know how old I was, like, whatever.
5.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe even older than that, but yeah, I just treat it as one of the funniest films I've seen, but I haven't seen it in 10 years, as I said. I watched it the other day with my friend, and in that time, we timed this opening sequence to be, oh my god, it's still going, and we timed it, it's 3 minutes long.
But it's got a song.
It's got a song where it has the lyrics, "Look out Western world, here I come."
Yeah, it's telling you the film.
I believe the song's called Oriental Boy.
Orange.
Is that your favourite song? It's his ringtone.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been my ringtone, and
It is.
I watched it with my friend, who I'm glad he's still my friend, because he was complaining how this shot in particular is taking so long.
Well, he's running.
He's just running. We don't know anything about this boy running.
Well, the song's telling us he's an Oriental boy.
Oriental boy.
We know that.
Well, at one point it goes, Oriental Boy, watch out!
And he is.
Yeah, and so many of my family members, including my father, who's now passed away, but he's the main person who showed me this film, and just showed so many of them just randomly have random lines from the film
that they quote
so many times, including "I don't get it" and things like that.
The classic line. That classic line. You remember that line, Bartek? I don't get it. Classic line.
And yeah, that's pretty much that. And Johnny Yune is the executive producer, as you can see, who also plays in Cannibal Run one of the Asian drivers in both the first two films in Cannibal Run.
I thought he was a TV reporter in Cannibal Run.
Oh, no, yes, you are right. I'm
You're
wrong.
fucking wrong. How could you come here with your incorrect Johnny Yune facts?
I'm fucking crazy with my Johnny Yune facts. Yeah, he's only the host of the show. That's all he is. Yeah.
Fucking come into my podcast with incorrect Johnny Yune facts.
Jackie Chan was the fucking Asian guy in the...
You fucking racist.
I got mixed up, okay?
Hey, you know that's Johnny Yune right there, not the fucking trainer from Kill Bill, you racist?
It is Johnny Yune,
Look, it's understand.
That is Johnny Yune.
I know, I'm telling you, that's Johnny Yune, not the Asian master from Kill Bill. You fucking racist.
It looks like him, though.
Do you think Quentin Tarantino watched this film and got inspired by it for Kill Bill?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like...
I would be.
Well, no, because Johnny Yune would have to appear in one of his films, because he always has actors from the films he's inspired by, right?
Yeah. Bartek, I want to hear from you.
Ryan said on Sunday we're going to record an episode on They Call Me Bruce.
Yeah. And that's your history with it. So you're saying you didn't see it in the cinema?
Inzi Bruce.
No, I didn't see it when I was negative 11 years old.
That's a piss poor excuse, and you know it.
I know, it's a negative odd number.
You're a piss poor excuse, Bartek. You could have seen this when you weren't even existing.
But...
Don't you believe in reincarnation?
Maybe. But what I was going to say is that, this is an older looking film.
Yeah, it is.
And, I didn't find a copy of this film on DVD or VHS or any other...
Laserdisc.
I didn't find it on any sort of format. I had to find it on the internet. So, using modern day technology to watch a classic film like this. And I even watched it on a... alternate uploading website that you can use that I used to sometimes watch films and TV shows off of Veo.com.
Oh, my favourite .com.
So it's like, I'm using stuff that I used in the late 2000s to watch
something in the early 80s.
Yep. Using the ever-present technology that is the internet. It's a thing that can be encapsulated into many different facets of humanity, of anthropology, you could even say.
During this scene here, I want to note that this is a scene in which our hero is introduced as a full-grown man. He says he does have a name. He says it's June or something like that.
June, yeah.
June. And then they all just say, nah, Bruce is your name.
Bruce.
IMDb's trivia says that he never has a name mentioned ever other than he is called Bruce, and that's a lie. IMDb, I know you're listening. Get it together, okay? Because a lot of the trivia facts on there are just like, hey, no one's seen this movie, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, Captain Obvious things, like the cocaine is called Chinese flower.
My favorite was, Johnny Yune bears a strong resemblance to Bruce Lee. This is referenced in the film, They Call Me Bruce.
And the title.
And in the title, They Call Me Bruce. And I'm like, good job, buddy. My history with this film, well, Chris and I were having a movie night at my house.
Were you kissing?
No, we only stroked each other's cocks. Okay. So we were stroking cocks, and we were talking about, like, films that were classic to when we were growing up. I said something like, you know, I can't remember the exact film. Something like I was talking about, like, iconic films for our era, like Jumanji, Men in Black, one of those kinds of films. And Chris was like, oh, I've never seen that film. I haven't seen that. I watched They Call Me Bruce. And in such a matter-of-fact way. Like, and I was just like, what? And you were just like...
Jumanji.
I can't remember. Was it Men in Black?
Probably Men in Black, yeah.
Men in Black. I said something like that. One of those classics where you're like, how can you not have seen this in our era where TV existed, where it was always on? I think that was my argument. You're like, yeah, well, I was watching They Call Me Bruce. This was his defense for everything. Was like, how can you not have seen Men in Black? It's like, oh, well, I was watching They Call Me Bruce. And, and I was just like,
so in other
what
words,
the heck is this
In
film?
other words, what you were saying, Ryan, how could you not have seen appreciated
masterpieces?
And he said,
I watch only unappreciated masterpieces.
I was watching unappreciated masterpiece.
And I was gobsmacked, and he just kept... You said it in such matter-of-fact ways, like, yeah, you know, They Call Me Bruce. That classic, They Call Me Bruce. And I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. We spent a solid half hour, like, researching this film. Like, I was, like, on IMDb looking at it, looking at the actresses and actors singing. Is there anyone I recognize? And the answer is no. There's no one in this film I've seen in anything else.
I've done some research, and I've got some interesting stuff to show you when they come up, though. So
I'll Mr. Research. The closest person I know from anything else is the chauffeur guy. He's in a singular episode of Pushing Daisies.
Oh, and Seinfeld as well.
And Seinfeld. I recognize him as Old Dead Man from Pushing Daisies. So that really gives the caliber of my knowledge of everyone else. But my history was... Chris talked about this as a childhood classic for him, and I said to myself, well, we got to cover this on the show because there's a low rating, no one's heard of it other than Chris, and if it was his childhood classic, I have to ask myself, why was it my childhood classic? And when I watched the film, I kept asking myself that. I was like, why wasn't this a childhood classic for me? And I kept saying to myself, why wasn't this a childhood classic for Bartek? Why wasn't this a childhood classic for you, the listening people?
And we should point out that Ryan and I grew up in very different environments.
Yeah, you know, I grew up, you know, in the countryside. You grew up in the city side.
Yeah.
You
Suburban side of Melbourne. Metropolitan area.
City side!
So very different areas, and yet... in both of these polar opposite areas of Australia, we did not encounter this film.
But
ever.
Chris grew up in the suburb side, and he knew. So maybe if you were friends with Chris when you were a kid, he would have told you all about this film. I love during this sequence here with the Hare Krishnas. I said, while watching it to my girlfriend, I said, man, I can't wait for them to kill these Hare Krishnas, because only in films, when you see Hare Krishnas, they usually get beat up or killed. I think of, again... Flying High / Airplane, where they just beat the fuck up out of Hare Krishnas. But in this film, it does a subversion of that. The Hare Krishnas do the beating up.
With me, the first time I heard of Hare Krishnas, it was in GTA 2, where they were one of the gangs in the last area.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke, where he takes off the bald cap and he just uses a Hare Krishna style. I knew of Hare Krishnas when I had been to cities before. Like, when I visited cities, they would be at train stations. And I'm like, who are these scary individuals? Because they're terrifying. Because they're just like, they're all got the same look. What?
Really? Scary?
When I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, because look at them. They got the hairstyle. They're banging their things and all singing in unison. It seems like the body snatches
I didn't
thing.
See that. They were just waiting for their train. That was it.
Oh, no. Like
that's
a lot.
me.
Like a lot of religious people, they usually go to public areas like shopping malls, your front door, and tell you about their religion. And Hare Krishnas do it where they just sing constantly in a unison, in a line, banging their tambourines, and you just want to die. Every time I see them now, I'm not terrified. I'm more like, oh god, I'm just trying to sit here.
Yeah, I only ever see them individually.
What? I've never seen a singular Hare Krishna in my life. It's like nanobots. You only see them in a hive.
No, but they're just, you know, going somewhere. They're not, like, doing any work or anything. They're just, like, going somewhere on a train or whatever.
Didn't you like this scene here, Bartek, with all the Italians?
Yeah.
And they reference Godfather?
Yeah.
I'm glad Martin
especially
Scorsese showed up in the film as himself.
All I like to say
What, the
is
cat?
this scene is so iconic in my family. Not the Godfather bit, but the fact with
He
the
eats
fish.
sushi?
He eats a goldfish.
He eats its head.
Yeah. Now we was so into this scene that we once, you know how they have these.
Please
special...
don't tell me you ate a goldfish.
No. These special ice cubes that you can put in the freezer. We found these fish-sized ice cubes that we put in the freezer. Took him out and said the lines, "I'm gonna make whatever he says sauce out of you," and just eats it.
Yeah. It's gonna be my
Sashimi
last
or-
piece of sashimi, cause the next thing I have is gonna be you.
The last fish I am going to eat, and the music is so and
And the green lighting.
I watched this with my friend and he kept saying the lighting is so bad. Why? And
Because
it's bothering
he's supposed
so
to be
much.
sickly.
Chris, did your dad look like the boss of all bosses?
No, my dad was bald and didn't have a beard.
Okay, so
Aww.
he didn't try to become the boss of all
No.
bosses.
He didn't. So you're saying, wait, Chris, are you telling me your dad wasn't Martin Scorsese?
No, he
Because
wasn't.
with your film knowledge, I was really surprised to find out that his dad wasn't Martin Scorsese.
And you know what I'm really surprised about, Ryan, is you said that you don't know anyone from this film.
You're right, I was
You don't
idiot.
know Martin Scorsese?
Well, I haven't met him personally. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
you
get,
had it. You said
I didn't get to know Chris when, you know, his dad was Martin Scorsese. You know, there's a period of time where all our fathers, for a brief period of time, is a famous filmmaker. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Bartek's dad was, Bartek's dad is currently now Danny Boyle, and my dad, for one period of time, you know, I don't want to name names or anything, but my dad was John Huston for a while there. And, yeah, all of our dads are filmmakers for a brief period of time.
My dad was
When
a
they feel like
filmmaker,
it.
but he had a striking resemblance to Bruce Willis at one point.
Bruce Willis is a filmmaker, I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure he's made a film.
They call him Bruce.
Yeah, call him-
Oh, is that why your dad loved this film? Because he often got called Bruce? Was that it?
That's exactly
Was that
right.
it? So, that's our histories with this movie. So, Bartek and I had not seen this
There's
movie.
Freddie. Yeah. The
Freddie
one-
Prinze Jr.?
No, the one that you said is in Pushing
chauffeur.
Daisies.
Oh, there he is, Freddie, the best character of the movie. I'm going to say he's my favourite character, Freddie. I liked Freddie a lot. I was actually happy when he came into the film as like his proper sidekick buddy, because I thought their dynamic was really solid. Like, I actually believed their dynamic together. Like I could understand how Freddie could tolerate him and how he could like use Freddie in
Freddie
his.
was kind of a simple guy too.
Yeah, Freddie's an idiot too, but like he's the straight man idiot. Now this is a classic scene here.
Yeah.
Where Bartek, I think it's one of my favorite lines, and I thought of
Lady,
you.
give
where-
that man his
purse
purse
back. And she's like, it's my purse. And he's like, oh, is it now? I like how she runs away, like leaves him, and she's like, oh, all right, I'm off now. Bye.
Maybe she was gonna find help.
I think it's a comment on racism of the upper white class in this movie, because
Maybe-
every
oh, so
white
she-
person is racist against him and black people.
So she looked at this and she was like, I am the white. They are not the white.
I have to get out of here.
He's the Oriental and he's the black.
The
so
only,
I'm
the only
out.
black person who wasn't in a stereotypical setting was the black person at the start who did some kung fu for some reason
You're
instead of using a
wrong.
gun.
It's okay, you're wrong, but
When was that?
the other black person who wasn't stereotypical was the young woman studying law who happened to own a wig
Oh
shop.
my god, yes, that guy, yes.
So that woman,
That woman, sorry,
that
yes.
guy. I love that guy. Did you
I'm-
see his dick? I love that
She
guy.
was very progressive.
You know what? Chris has got me there. I did see if she had a dick, and she owned a shop where they had female wigs. He wore a female wig, and the church minister thought he was a woman. So maybe she was a man.
Maybe she was a man.
You got me there.
I like this guy. He's so cool.
You know who he reminds me of?
I think.
Go on.
Have you seen Austin Powers 2?
Yes.
That has nothing to do with this.
It's Fat Bastard. He also reminded me of like a slug creature that you'd see in one of the early Ratchet and Clank games.
Yeah, the blob.
A little bit.
Yeah. The eye, like those big, like those cold dead eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not saying that this guy is Jabba the Hutt of this universe.
I
but
didn't
he
want to
clearly is.
I didn't just want to come out of nowhere and say he looks like Fat Bastard, but you know.
It's
Because then
okay.
anyone who hasn't seen Austin Powers would be like, mean.
Mean, he is a bastard though, so it's okay.
Yeah,
and
but
he's
if
fat.
If they don't know Fat Bastard, then I just randomly called him Fat Bastard, and they'll think that I'm mean.
He's a mean guy.
But no, I'm not.
He's so mean. Before we started this podcast, he said, Ryan, you're a fat bastard. And I said, I'm not in Austin Powers
Ryan,
too.
you little bitch, why don't you shut the fuck up? And
But
keep going with
you
the
guys are
episode?
both wrong. He's not just in Austin Powers 2.
He's in Austin Powers 3.
And he gets really skinny in the third one.
Yeah, I know.
He has a sumo fight in the
He's
third one.
Yeah. And I think we're getting a little distracted, guys.
Yeah,
And he
I
ate
love
corn.
this scene here.
Yeah.
You remember this scene? Chris, tell us all about Elliot Gould's... Actually, Elliot Gould's in this movie. Like, everyone looks like other people in this movie, but they're not actually the real person. Like, he looks like Bruce Lee.
What actually frustrates me about this scene?
Apparently.
What frustrates me about this scene, in every scene in this film, he lies about being good at kung fu, but
Then proceeds to be good at it? You're right.
no, he proceeds to run away every single time. Like, why don't you just tell the truth for once? Like,
Because he's Asian.
You're forgetting something, guys. He's
His
mastered
grandfather-
the art of fighting without fighting. That's a Bruce Lee thing.
That's a Bruce Lee thing. And
I
his
guess,
grandfather...
yeah.
I did like, in this film, for a bit of context, our hero is not Bruce Lee, but he looks like Bruce Lee, apparently. I didn't see it, but I guess it's because he isn't Bruce Lee. But he gets mistaken for Bruce Lee a lot. He's not a martial arts expert himself. He's a coward.
I don't know if mistaken's the right word.
Oh.
He gets compared to.
Another thing that my friend mentioned is that he wears like 2 outfits in this movie.
Well, he's poor.
He's
Remember, they don't even pay him minimum wage. That's a line. He's like, you get a pay rise. You get now minimum wage. And he's like, thank you. It also, it took him...
Was probably pretty good, was it?
What was that?
Was minimum wage good in the 80s?
It's still minimum wage, but no, I guess not.
But like, yeah.
Also, this film indicates it took him 40 years to at least get to America or be in America. He didn't even get to New York until like however old he is now. He's like in his 40s or something, right? It's like it took him like 35 years to get to New York. So I guess he's really poor.
Another thing that
There he is, Bruce.
Yeah, another thing that movie does is that instead of making references to films, it just blatantly uses the theme music. Like at the start, the Godfather music just blatantly came on.
Well, they reference the Godfather by saying Godfather.
Quite a lot, and now the Rocky music's just going to come as soon as it says like Rocky.
Well, that's a reference to Rocky.
Yeah,
you see.
it's the gonna fly now thing, but not quite.
So the film is basically, this simpleton man is given the role of something in the crime world. He has to deliver cocaine to several different crime bosses across America, unknowingly. And it's just all the misadventures along the way. You know, he pisses off the wrong people. You know, he interacts with bigots. He casually wins at casino things because a woman kisses a coin, stuff like that, and he has daydream sequences like twice. He's kind of like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but without the real daydreaming parts or the rest of it.
He's a very happy-go-lucky character.
He's a very upbeat character. He's never really sad. He's a coward, but he uses his knowledge from his grandfather and his cowardice combined to win at fights by kind of not engaging in fights. Like, he'll outsmart them, uses their prejudice against them by using the fact that he is Asian and looks like Bruce Lee to threaten them with the idea that he could beat them up, or he outsmarts them by, like, a classic scene where he's like, oh, who was your karate master? Oh, that guy? Oh, I can't fight you. We can't fight each other if we trained under the same guy. And then another guy comes up and is like, I didn't study under him, I studied under this guy, so I can beat you up. And it's just like, oh great, you guys can fight each other, bye. And it convinces them to fight each other, basically.
Yeah.
Which is great. Which is great. He does that a lot throughout the movie. He convinces people to do things because his cowardly nature and smart tongue just...
And it's worth pointing out for the listening people who aren't familiar, Chris said the word earlier in the context of a website, but this film sort of falls under a subgenre that was popular in the 70s and 80s called Bruceploitation films, which were made in response to Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon and various other films becoming super popular.
Quite a lot of films, just people as Bruce Lee. I mean, obviously other actors playing him.
That's because apparently Bruce Lee hasn't been in that many martial arts... No, he's been in a lot of films, but not many martial arts films.
Yeah.
Apparently, like... Definitely not more than a dozen.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out just before that just before we got too far, that scene there, he cracked eggs. I'm not joking. Every single egg he cracked was a double yolker egg. Like I looked at it. Every egg had 2 yolks. It was great.
Great 80s eggs. Yep. So apparently the reason why Bruceploitation kind of became a thing was that the people that were making it thought that without Bruce Lee, martial arts films wouldn't really be much of a success.
Yeah.
So, and after Bruce Lee died, they had a lot of actors like Bruce Lee, like stand in for BruceLee.
And then
some
Jason.
films pretended to be Bruce Lee. Some films pretended to have anything to do with Bruce Lee.
There's a movie called Clones of Bruce Lee where he's
where a bunch of the famous
Bruce
Bruceploitation actors get together against a scientist that wants to turn people into bronze warriors.
Did you hear about the recent Bruceploitation film that came out this year? It was called, I can't remember what it was called, but it was about the legendary, like, urban legend fight between Bruce Lee and this Asian karate master, like a famous Asian karate master. It's like this, this urban tale where it's like, they sent this karate master monk guy to fight Bruce Lee because he was disrespecting the martial arts ways by showing it to the West. Like, this is true. Like, like, this is a thing. Like, they actually did meet, but whether or not they had a fight as legendary. And the whole film's about this fight, yeah. But it's made by Hollywood, right? Or Hollywood-esque. And get this. The perspective of the film is not from Bruce Lee or from the monk. Yeah. It's from a random white guy who was
of course,
who's a fictional character, who was an extra in or a supporting actor in one of Bruce Lee's movies, who Bruce Lee apparently liked a lot and taught him martial arts in his spare time. And he just happened to be there for the fight, and it's about this white guy learning that Bruce Lee can kick ass, and if he can kick ass, he can fall in love with the girl that he's in love with. And this is a real film that came out this year.
Right.
Brilliant.
Anyway, last thing I'll say about Bruceploitation is apparently the subgenre kind of ended when they realized that Jackie Chan was a pretty amazing artist for himself.
And also when Jason died, that also kind of would have squashed it.
Jason.
Is Bruce's son, isn't it?
Brandon.
So who's Jason Lee?
I don't know.
By the way, this is also one of the most quotable scenes. I just quote this scene with my family. It's actually just...
Could you explain this scene to me? Like he punches through and she says, "You're early!" What does that mean?
I'm not gonna try it. I'm the master. I don't know. Look, no one actually gets the scene and why there are girls there and why.
Is it referencing that he's gonna have sex with them later?
I don't know. Does he punch the wall on a regular basis
or is it like a glory hole reference?
See, my interpretation of it was they saw him. And, like, they usually see him, implying that, he usually comes to have sex with them. So when they see him through the wall, they're like, I usually see you later when we have sex.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, too. But I also thought, did he punch it too early? And they're like, hey, this isn't glory hole time.
He's one of my favourite characters in this
film.
And so we never see him again.
That is a shame.
He's so funny. And when I watched it with my friend, he just loved how at the end, just at the scene, he just randomly grabbed a katana sword and just chased him out of the store.
And then proceeded to awkwardly put it back. And then he sticks his head back and he's like, "What do you want?" To return your sticks. Nunchucks, they come very much in handy in a few scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he gets to eat with them.
It's also the fact, he does, and it's also the reason of the inciting incident of the film, which will
which is what the cops
which is
come up to him and say, "Are those not chopsticks?" And he goes, "Those are chopsticks."
No, that's a trailer scene.
No,
right?
the inciting incident is the scene where that's the sword scene. The
Classic sword scene.
The inciting incident is when
The convenience store.
the convenience store, and they see, oh wait, we have a solution to all our problems.
Nunchucks.
It's our chef.
Is our chef.
Who we know can't fight for shit, but we'll use him anyway.
Go home and practice in your closet.
See, he knows the lines by heart. He knows it by heart.
Which is good, because listening people, fun fact, we don't have
I
subtitles.
find it really weird how Johnny Yune is purposely over stereotypically using, like, he's exaggerating his accent as well. I feel. Like,
Feel or no? Does he not sound like this in real life?
Well, I don't actually know any interviews of him in real life, but he purposely exaggerates all these L's to sound like R's and things like that, and
it's because he's Asian. He's
Yeah,
Oriental. He says this several times. This is one of my favorite little jokes.
Yeah.
He shakes the egg. It has a weird sound inside of it. He just puts it back and goes, "This will do."
Are these eggs fresh?
I mean, I would have just thought that he heard the fact that, the yolk's spinning around so it's not boiled.
Oh, no, but he shook it and it had a weird metallic sound in there. And that was great. I thought this, for some reason, I'm such an idiot. I guess all white people look the same to me.
Ryan!
But white people, or just all people who are
I guess Polish
character.
people are racist.
Polish people do appear in this film as racists, so there you go. You remember that, Bartek? When the Polish people rock up in this film?
No.
You actually don't remember this? They rock up in the film. They're one of the gangs he drops off drugs to. They're even credited in the credits as Polish gang leader, Polish thug. I'm not joking.
Can you remind me to call my mother on Tuesday?
Yeah, no.
That's one of the lines. I just like that.
They hang up the Polish flag sideways, vertically instead of horizontally for some reason.
I remember seeing that, but there was something on the top of it, so I'm like, almost
those were the Polish gang.
They
just hung up the flags wrong. And I actually said during it, I'm like, is that supposed to be the Polish flag? They've hung it up stupidly.
No, but there's a part where the camera pans up and there's a blue section of the flag.
No, I don't think so, because not that I remembered, but in the credits they're credited as Polish gang, and I'm like, oh look, I was right about that.
It's the only time you see this.
Polish representation.
I'm pretty sure I know the flag you're talking about, but I thought, and my initial thought was, Polish flag, but I'm like, oh no, it isn't.
What were you saying, Chris? Is this the only time we see this guy? We see him a lot.
No, the woman I was going to say, but it was just a comment.
I got confused a lot by white people looking the same.
As
did our main character.
When I watched with my friend, he got really confused. So I'll explain it to you. They're essentially the two women that are constantly
attacking him.
Well, obviously, one is the special agent that's trying to help him, and the other one...
No, don't say obviously, because she was the one I couldn't figure out for a lot of the fight scenes.
And the other one is the other girl, which we'll get introduced to very soon.
The mafioso wife.
Yeah, not the girlfriend who wants to be boss of the West Coast.
She's not his wife.
Or I don't think is his wife.
I thought they were married.
I don't know. But anyway, just tries to swap the cocaine each time. But it's literally 3 very repetitive and boring scenes of her just trying to...
No, they're great scenes. You're wrong. This scene's pretty great. I already talked about it. It's
one
pretty
where
great.
they make a Wonder Woman reference, and they...
Oh, they do they?
Yes.
I love Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot. Was she inspired by this film?
Yeah, she was totally inspired by this film. Gal Gadot, we get why you were inspired by this film. It's just...
It's because the main character had an accent in this film. She had an accent in her film. Very similar. Why I wanted to bring up all white people look the same is those two women, right?
Yeah.
They keep coming to Bruce and attacking him or attacking each other. And when the first one happens, they meet him in Vegas. I understood that the mafioso wife, I'll call her, was the mafioso wife trying to swap the drugs. But then she gets into a full-on fist fight with this random blonde-haired lady.
No one uses guns. I mean...
Well, guns suck.
Really frustrates
in kung fu movies. They suck. You don't use guns in kung fu movies unless you're trying to make gun fu movies, which are things that exist.
Yeah.
Equilibrium was a Western version of gun fu, so... but it's like white people all look the same in this movie, which I kind of love because it's a stereotype that all Asian people look the same. But like his blonde-haired secret agent love interest comes into the film several times and he doesn't even recognize her.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though she's his girlfriend. And the first fight scene that she has, I didn't know it was her. I was like, who's this lady? Because They didn't show her face
not
enough, and I was like,
yeah.
why would she be out in the open fighting when he's going to be in the room?
Yeah, I had the same thing.
And then it wouldn't have mattered because he didn't even recognize her, because there comes a scene where, you know, they are hiding in the bed or whatever. They throw the sheet and she's in there, and they just tell them, like, the two women to get out. And he doesn't even react to her. And I'm like, oh, it mustn't be her then. Mustn't be her then. And then I was wrong. Because she keeps appearing in the movie in front of him, and he just does not acknowledge her. They don't make it a big deal until the very end, where he's like, who are you? She's like, I'm your girlfriend, remember? It's like, oh, this is her. And it's only been like a week since he's seen her. So...
Well, he's only seen her twice and very briefly.
But enough to know...
A bazooka, just say.
Well, you don't want to mess around. You don't want to mess around with this guy. He's got a bazooka. This guy's got a belt buckle. I mean, you don't want to mess with him either. This scene was really well shot, I want to say, because they use a keyhole shot.
Right,
very
no
Hitchcock.
guns, though.
Well, then it's fucking not
It
guns.
can't be shot if there's no guns.
Actually, if you're a doctor, you could give it a shot with a needle.
But I don't think they use a needle
Ryan.
for this shot, right?
You don't know.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe this guy's injecting his leg because he's got diabetes. Because he's a big fat guy.
Do you have to? Can you inject yourself anyway if you have diabetes?
Yeah, of course you can.
Of course, but it's mainly people like to do it in where it's like the fatter part of your, like, you know, like your leg or your, like,
Stomach or...
stomach. Well, like,
just
not
assume
so much your
arm.
arms, because then you're going to get bruises and stuff. I guess, I don't know. I'll ask my cousin when I see her next. She has diabetes. You know, like, I'll ask her, hey, where do you inject insulin? And she'll be like, here. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, my father used to do it in the stomach, so, yeah.
In the stomach. Why not in the head? Direct to
just,
the brain.
Just directly to the brain. Just
What brain?
Just,
Why don't you just drink it?
I actually thought Freddy was going to be the snitch that they had in the organization, and then they reveal there is no snitch. Do they? Because the gang's been taken down because there's a snitch in the organization, and this is before Bruce is fitted with the technology. We never find out who the snitch is. I thought it was Freddy, because he's laughing in the scene like, ha 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 ha, yeah, you can trust me. And I thought, oh, it's Freddy, right?
Did they mention that there is a snitch?
Yeah. Yeah, they all say there must be a snitch.
I'm supposed to be an expert now, I don't remember.
The boss of bosses is also like, find out who it is.
All we know is
Because
that
there
the-
must be a snitch because the cops
guess-
keep rating them perfectly. But then we
Maybe
find out
they're
there is
just
no...
Maybe
Yeah,
they're just
no.
incompetent.
Yeah, I guess that's it. But the film sets up there's a snitch in the group. Who's it going to be? And then we never find out.
All we know is that this guy, which is that was also a pretty good shot, but this
Spiral staircase
yeah,
shot.
This guy is not really a snitch, but he just doesn't like Pete.
Little Pete.
Little Pete, yeah, and
He killed his dog.
killed his dog with a cigar.
Accidentally.
Yeah,
Because dogs smoke cigars. I didn't know the dog likes cigars. Did you know this woman is really great? She is...
committed suicide. Yeah,
Oh.
The actress?
didn't we figure that out? That
Yeah,
committed
she
suicide?
OD. Yeah, she committed suicide by overdose at 42. And this is only one of few films of hers that is not pornographic, basically.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
So she's a porn star.
Well, not real porn, but like, you know, like sleazy B grade, C grade films that are just basically porn, but they're not actually porn. You know
so
what I mean?
like fan servicey kind of film.
Sleazy films that have
exploitation.
exploitation films.
So sexploitation.
Yeah, kind of that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah. Like, you wouldn't say it's real porn, because, you know, porn where they don't even try a storyline, and if they do, it's like, you know it's a porn, but, like, there are those sexploitations where it's just like, this is basically a porn, but it's not really. We can't do it fully. You know, we do artistic sex scenes. She's that kind of
I
actress.
also have to know she does look. I don't know if you guys watch MASH, but she looks a lot like Major
Hot Lips?
Yeah, Major Hot Lips in the TV show, not the film.
I was going to say
yeah.
she kind of... Yeah, in the film version. I was going to say in the TV show version. She also reminds me of Kathleen Turner a bit. In her voice especially. Like, you know Kathleen Turner. Everyone's favourite. Jessica Rabbit. That's probably what most people know her from now, I guess. Jessica Rabbit. Voice of Jessica Rabbit. Well, she's also in Californication as herself. Not really.
Right, it's hard. All white people look the same.
They actually do in this film. Like, I'm not. He's on Houston Street. I just referenced John Huston 10 minutes ago. Coincidence? I don't think so. But you know, did I plan this out? Maybe.
I mean, it's your dad, Ryan. So
Everyone's dad is Steve Tyler, as we know.
Steve's.
She's got some stuff in her hair. Did you see that?
Yeah. What happened? What,
it's called hair.
When I watched this, my friend got really frustrated with it, and that she got stuff in her hair. Then when she hugs him later, some of it gets on his hair, and he's like, "Why are you doing this? Don't mess up my hair. Look."
It's not even there before she touches
I know.
He bugged her. Or she bugged him.
Yeah.
What is it? What is that in her? Why did this woman have stuff in her hair? You know what? Oh, you know what it is? Her seats in her car has fluffy fur. Oh my
Oh,
god!
that's continuity, Ryan.
It's actually on purpose. Everything's on
now, not a
purpose.
bazooka, just a submachine gun now.
Well, it's downgrading each time you see that one guy. The next time you see him, he'll just have brass knuckles.
No, Ryan, the higher up you are, the more, high grade you are.
Yeah, but the lower you are, and the guys on the ground just have brass knuckles and chains.
Or sticks.
Yeah, my gimmick is sticks. That's my gimmick. I'm the stick guy.
So what? Imagine if God was in this gang and he's up in heaven.
Well, he's lightning bolts. It's Zeus. We know this. They're Italians. Of course they don't believe in Zeus. Who's their equivalent of Zeus?
Roman gods. So what are some of the Roman?
Apollo. It's Apollo.
I mean, modern Romans would be Christians.
Roman Catholic.
Catholic.
Hey, don't be a stereotype.
I mean, not every single.
I watched this
Italian.
film and I said this film's respecting the Italian culture. I really want to talk about something again about the film. Chris has the DVD, and the DVD is really marketing off Kill Bill's existence. It is red and yellow with the red background, the yellow stripe, the yellow writing, and the bold yellow writing, and it has some of the best stuff on it. So
First one is.
it says he's a legend in his own mind, which is true. True statement.
Daydream sequence.
They call me Bruce.
Without a question mark.
Without a question mark. He can't kill Bill. He couldn't land a hand on Jackie Chan or even slam Van Damme. But this kung fu fool will break your funny bone.
Well, this kung fu.
Oh
This
yeah,
kung
sorry.
fool.
But this kung fool will break your funny bone. Brilliant. And the cover image is him in a leg cast with a crutch. His arm is in a cast in a sling. He's got bruises on his face and he's got a bandage around his head. His pants leg is torn on the other
That doesn't
leg.
actually happen at all.
That never happens, but maybe in the sequel they still call me Bruce.
The only extra in the DVD is the theatrical trailer, which is probably one of the best theatrical trailers I've ever seen.
Does it
ever.
show boobs?
No, it doesn't show boobs.
Well, it's not that great.
Yeah, this DVD is censored, which I'll mention obviously in the scene, which probably a lot of actual fans of the film are pretty pissed off at. Because they're saying
we have noticed that you keep bringing it up.
they're saying that it ruins the joke. Apparently,
Well, there is a joke there in which she's there's a scene later that obviously boobs should have been shown for the joke, and there was no boobs.
Although apparently this DVD got re-released afterwards with the boobs in there. Which I've only got this version, so I don't know.
And we don't have the boob version.
No,
we don't have the boob cut.
The boob cut.
That's what it's called. It's called the boob cut.
I don't really get why you guys say the joke doesn't work.
Well, I'm not saying the joke doesn't work. I'm just saying that.
Ryan, then.
I'm saying it doesn't work.
But he's just saying you're a 10 when he sees a woman naked.
No, but it's cut in this weird way where they ruin the timing and flow. This is great. See, they ruin the flow and timing of the joke where she's disrobing and he doesn't say you're a 10. He says you're 10. Then it does an awkward kind of cut and then cut back to him where it says it's this awkward cutting where it's obviously supposed to show her boobs. Cuts back to him, cuts to something, cuts back to him, and then he says when you're supposed to be a 36, and then cuts to her looking sad. And I'm I don't know what happened here. I guess he's slamming her because of her boobs, because she kind of holds her boobs. That's the only thing I have to go off. If she didn't do that physical accent, I would have no idea what he was talking about.
I forgot about the 36 line.
Yeah, and oh, look at this gang with the Jew gang, because they've got.
I'm sorry, but Ryan, can you remind me to call my mother on Tuesday?
No, I won't. I won't do that. You fucking stereotype.
What does it say about you if you need someone else to tell you that you have to call your own mama?
So
I love this guy. He's so cool.
And we never see him again.
Yeah.
This
Cool, though.
we do kind of see him, don't we? At the casino. Is he the casino boss?
Bloody no.
Did your dad look like him?
Did your dad look like anyone in this film?
No, my dad looks like Max Payne 3 and Bruce Willis. No one else.
Max Payne 3.
When he gets bowls.
Specifically 3.
Yeah.
Did he look like... Did your dad ever have hair? And did he look like Max Payne 1?
He had hair when, in Bruce Willis's age, when he had hair. And then when Bruce Willis lost his hair, that's when my dad lost his hair.
Are you really telling me your dad was Bruce Willis?
Yes, it was Bruce Willis.
And he's...
Bruce Willis is actually technically dead. He died 6 years ago, or 7 years ago.
Well, some would say his career died many years before that.
Yeah.
Hear that, Bruce? Bruce Willis?
Love you, Bruce.
I made a
just so you know.
slam. I made a slam against you. You gonna come find me? You're not Liam Neeson. You can't find me.
Pulp Fiction? Pfft, more like Pulp...
That was 20 years ago, so pick up your fucking game, Bruce. I'm gonna say it. Your last good film, Red 2.
That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, I know. But long enough.
Like-
You're right. Your last good film when you appeared in The Expendables. Pretty good. Which one was that he appeared in? He appeared in one.
First one, at least.
First
yeah.
one, at
Or the
least.
second one, I don't bloody remember. I've seen the first one.
Terry Crews was good in those films.
Spendable. I've only seen the second one.
Yeah.
Why did you see the second
Cut
one?
the
but not-
cards.
What about it? He's cutting the cars.
Just so you know, where our table is a table exactly like that, and I
Yeah,
was warned not to cut the cards.
But you want to, don't you?
Yeah.
Just another thing, just so you know what this actress's name is?
No, is it Maggie Gyllenhaal?
No, no, her name is Ivana Moore.
Is she related to Roger Moore?
Ivana Moore.
I get it, but is she related to Roger Moore? I gotta ask you this.
Right,
No.
his joke's funnier than yours.
I'm
It's
not,
not a joke.
Her
It's...
name is Ivana Moore.
is that really her name?
Yes.
Like, is it a pseudonym name or is that really her name?
No, if you look at the credits, it's Ivana Moore, Hooker. Like,
Ivana Moore Hooker?
no, Hooker is the character. And
Oh, I thought that was part of her name!
no, Ivana Moore. Anyway, enough of that.
More.
That was great.
That's so
I wonder what she's up to these
Really?
days. Did she kill herself as well?
I don't know.
I wonder.
Chris, your rating for this film can be over no more.
Ivana Moore, which I will be when I see the second film. They still call me Bruce.
He's saying it more French as he's doing it. Ivana
Well,
Moore.
the rating will be super French.
Super French, Ivana Moore.
Ivana Moore. This woman, here she comes. This is the,
She's already here.
yeah,
She's there.
yeah.
Wearing a pearl necklace.
Must be constipated. Okay, she kisses the coin.
She kisses the coin. She smiles at him, but then stops smiling because she's like, I'm not from New York. I'm from Iowa or somewhere, she
I'm
says.
from Hawaii. No.
Hawaii.
Not Hawaii. I'm not Ohio.
Hey guys,
Ohio.
you got 3 bars. That's half my name.
That's,
Half your name
Does
3
that mean-
times.
does
So
that
that
mean-
means it is more than your
Does
name.
that mean your name is Zanzibar?
Yeah.
Totally.
What?
Zanzibar.
I get it.
Bartek.
Bartek.
Zanzibartek. Wow.
Zanzibar Bartolomei.
I love how he has one of those jumpers that I've only seen university students have with those pockets. The
It's kind of hard to tell at this angle.
the
with
front
laptop.
pouch pocket.
I'm gonna stand up and look at a better angle.
He's standing.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, and then he uses her garter
The
belt.
laptop's on an angle to me, so it's kind of.
He's using her garter belt
He's still not going to carry enough. That
to
frustrates
put
me.
all the coins in his pants. It's enough, Chris. He's got no dick.
He won so much, though. He should have more.
You know what they say? Asian men have small enough dicks for them to put millions of coins in their pants. That's the legend.
That's the legend, is it? Okay.
It's the fact. It's a fact. This film proved it. They proved it, Chris.
Alright.
Yeah, unless their name is Dong.
Yeah, unless their name's Wong or Dong, then they're fine.
No, Wang or Dong.
There's Wong.
Yeah, but it's not.
That's one of the-
It's not a joke.
That's
though.
one of the jokes in the film. Is her name Wong or Dong? And then, oh look, oh no!
Who's this guy?
Just a random, one of the guys from the gang. Those
Which gang?
The Jewish gang.
Oh,
yeah,
are they attacking him?
yeah.
Why are the Jew gang attacking him?
They want to kill him, so they don't want flour in this town. They want I'm
I remember the Jew gang.
I'm the only cocaine dealer in this town.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
Jew gang fucked up.
Yeah, they did because this girl helped him.
You know what defeated the Jew gang? Money.
Money. Yeah, that's
Their
it.
only weakness. Get it? That's a racial stereotype. Racial, ethnic, religious.
Probably.
It gets a bit blurry. Gets a bit.
Oh, here she is.
See, this is where I get confused. I'm like, oh, is she the same chick? Because I'm like, oh, who's this chick? Is she an assassin sent by... Because why is she doing this so out in the open?
Yeah, she just comes in. Again, a cop with no gun in a martial arts movie.
She's not dressed for combat.
We already went through this, Chris. It's not a gun-fu movie.
Yeah, but it frustrates me. Now the hooker is really jealous of what's happening.
Her name again?
Ivana Moore. I want Ivana Moore sex.
Ivana Hopalot. Another Austin Powers 2 reference there for you. Also, Austin Powers 2 is the best one. I'll fight you if you say otherwise, you liar.
I agree.
It has Heather Graham and she's fucking hot.
Yeah, I'd probably say the second one. Although the third one's pretty good as well.
I'm attracted to fat bastards. So.
I know you are.
Heather Graham and Fat Bastard did sleep together in that film.
And that turned me on.
I did sleep.
I liked it when there was two Heather, like when there was two Austins and one Heather, and she was like, I'm down for this.
2 Austins, 1 Heather.
That's a great film, actually. Could you imagine that film? 2 Austins, 1 Heather.
No, but we're using...
Mike Myers doesn't exist.
Why are they fighting in the bed?
Because that's where you fucking hump.
Now they have the...
Chris, it's because jokes have to happen.
2 Austins, 1 Felicity.
What was her last name again?
Felicity
Shagwell. Felicity Shagwell, yeah. I remember her name was Felicity. Shagwell by nature. Nature.
By reputation. By reputation.
Occupation, reputation, revelation.
Destination.
Final.
Federation.
Dalmatian. Oh, that's the thing.
Publication.
Shagwell, very well by Dalmatian. Cough it out, boys.
Now I'm dizzy.
Oh, look, I love this. And Bruce is just looking, and he's just like, whatever.
No, there are more girls coming. Like, get out.
Maybe June didn't know what was going on in this shot. He was like...
They should call him June instead of Bruce. Dear Lord, it annoys me.
His name is Bruce now. Because I'm a racist.
No, guys, his name is They Call Me Bruce.
See, they established this scene here because they had Mustang Ranch written on a sign. So when the cowboy comes, who serves a very important purpose, which is he shoots the handcuffs that this character eventually gets, he shoots them off cowboy style. So that way you can be like, oh, see, a cowboy thing happened in the movie. And then that's it.
And now you don't.
He doesn't even help them with their car problems.
Yeah, he gets rid of the necessity of him having to go the rest of the film with half handcuffed.
Yeah, which would have been great because I was actually expecting. I was expecting him to have the handcuffs on the whole entire time, and then accidentally or on purposely flick them onto someone else and swing around in an accidental fight sequences.
Hook him with the other handcuff.
Yeah, I think that my thing about this film was, I think Chris, you've brought it up already. Is someone who's considered to be a kung fool doesn't really do many accidental things in the film. I think that's my one weakness. I was expecting him to be like a bit of a Jackie Chan-esque type of thing where through his sheer like ignorance sometimes, 'cause that's what Jackie Chan, that's what we love about Jackie Chan, is his characters usually are accidental heroes. Yeah. I was expecting that where he's like stumbles and like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton like stumbles and he accidentally slaps a guy and that forces the guy to do this and this. But he doesn't do that. He more talks his way out of things. But I was expecting him to be like more physically, doing accidental slapstick things.
I guess with the sword.
That's like the one. Yeah, with possibly everyone's favorite character, sex pervert.
Yeah, he was definitely.
My name's Toby.
Your name's Toby. Your name's Toby. We'll get to Toby, man, later. Who I would hope is listed as Toby.
I'm winning my pen.
This is one of the few gags with subtitles. Which I love because usually in a film where you have Asian characters, you're expecting them to be subtitled, but it's the Italian character.
With one line.
Said
to himself.
Singing to himself. Because he tried to pass that off as, I'm singing a song now.
He could have just said it in his head, that silly Freddy.
I love the cops, don't you? Like, they're just like, hey.
You're attracted to them, right?
Well, only sexually.
That's what I was implying, yeah.
But this is the thing, he's not bribing them, he's just generally being nice.
No, he's bribing them.
He's not bribing them.
He's bribing them with $50. That coin bag said $50. All those coins equal $50. That's what the coin bag just said. It said $50 bag. So that means he's bribing them with $50.
This is how good quality the as IMDb calls it, the Chinese flour is.
It's worth $50. No, that's how much a woman, when she kisses a coin and puts it in, and you put it in a slot machine, that's how much you get. That's what 3 bars are worth, $50.
How does she not notice him here?
Well, how does she not notice him?
So how does he not notice him?
Well,
His
he's too
sunglasses.
busy distracted by the fact she's not wearing a bra for some reason in this scene, and the wind's blowing her hair, and like Bartek said, sunglasses.
And also, his eyes are squinty because he's Asian, right?
I was waiting for that. At some point in this film. For that comment, particularly.
Get the hell in the car.
No.
And also, this guy looks like Trapper from MASH.
Look, I know you want a MASH reunion in your Bruce Lee exploitation film, but like...
Everyone looks like a character from MASH in this film.
Except for Bruce Lee, who is, in this film, as poster versions of himself. I love that the cast just stops now, for some reason. Like... Bartek, you're a car expert. You love cars. You've watched an episode of Top Gear once.
Yeah, it was a special, actually.
Explain to me what happened to their car.
The car found out that in the script it said that it has to break down.
So you got it. Yeah. What's wrong, Chris? You're bending over, pointing at the screen.
This scene, this line, the Toyota line, is the line when I was a kid. I could not stop laughing for a total, 5 minutes straight.
It's great because you don't even see him say it.
And I woke my dad up from my laughter. When I was
what a feeling. He got hit by a Toyota once. Oh, what a feeling. He's cracking up now. He's cracking up now.
See, my favourite they call me Bruce joke that he says is the sex object one.
Sex object one?
Yeah.
Not the one where he says, are you gambling? I knew a woman who made his husband, her husband...
a millionaire.
That was very clever.
Really? Yeah, he was a billionaire.
The sex object one's my favourite.
Did I have a favourite Bruce quip? I didn't have
Toyota one's pretty good, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I had a quip. I think I just really enjoyed how he smart talks his way out of situations more, like how he does that more so than his quips.
Well, yeah, I love that too, but
I think that's what I liked more. Like, I can't think of a quip of his that I actually was like, oh, that's the one, baby. That's the quip, man. Like, I liked...
Well, if we're bringing that into it, then yeah, I like that more too, but, you know...
I can't think
I had to pick a quip.
I can't think of one, but it's like I'm doing you when you get asked who's your favourite character, and you're like, get back to me on that one, and then when I do, you'll be like, oh, I don't know. This, whatever.
Yeah, but you're better than me.
I'm you in this episode.
Oh,
And you're me. And you're me. Hello, guys, I'm Bartek, and I'm a fucking idiot.
No, Zanza Bartolomei.
I'm Zanza Bartolomei. I won a lot, you know. Roger Moore reference, you know. That's me, Bartek.
My favourite.
Everyone's favourite James Bond, Roger Moore. He only died this year. Give him a break. You know,
Which one was he in?
Why is everyone
James Bond?
So
Which
racist?
James Bond?
He was in most of them.
It was the third James Bond.
He was in the most frequent James Bond. So he was in
The Spy Who Loved Me and
Man with the Golden Gun.
Man with the Golden Gun, all those.
I've only read the book of that one.
The guy who's in Cannibal Run who thinks he's Roger Moore.
He is Roger
We
Moore.
need to watch Cannibal Run.
He is Roger
Sorry,
Moore.
I grew up watching Men in Black.
I grew up watching Cannibal Run and they call me Bruce.
I love this
The
film.
audience can't tell if you're laughing or crying.
I didn't know that this was a dream sequence, and I was expecting this to pay off.
Yeah, why did
for
that come on? The
entire-
dragon just came.
Because he drank too much sake, and it made him daydream in Asian.
Oh, maybe this was your favourite joke, Ryan.
Yeah.
What, this?
Yeah, maybe this
Sushi?
One. Sushi.
I like how she doesn't object.
Because she knows what he's talking about.
She does, I guess.
Like sushi, oh yeah, maybe.
But now look at her face. She's like, oh no, I'm getting really upset
It's
by
because
this
she
now.
can feel his right arm, like, on her, like,
Oh,
tensing up.
this guy's shirt got ruined.
Oh,
Poor guy, he barely had it buttoned up, but it got ruined. He's like 4 buttons undone. That's a lot of buttons. But it's like when you wear a button-up shirt,
I never wear buttoned shirts.
don't you?
Never.
No, like I meant like a proper buttoned-up shirt.
Yeah.
Like you wear shirts that have buttons for no real reason. Like
Yeah,
that shirt you're wearing right now, it doesn't need those buttons. They are completely pointless.
Just so you know.
But like when you wear a button-up shirt, boys, how many buttons do you undo on it, or do you keep them all the way buttoned up?
Depends how lazy I am. No, usually
On average, Chris, I'm asking for an average.
I usually just do most of them, not the top one.
Not the top one. So he does one, maybe two undone. Bartek?
Pretty much the same. Some of the shirts I wear, like the top two are really close together.
yeah.
Not like the average one.
Just quickly, this is... I feel the Love Guru completely ripped this scene off.
Yeah, if I had to complain about Mike Myers ripping something off from this film, it's the Love Guru ripping this film off.
Not Fat Bastard.
Not Fat Bastard. He did watch this and go, oh, I love that character. I'm going to make Fat Bastard.
Wonder Woman reference.
Oh, is this the Wonder Woman reference? Oh, I thought this was a reference to They Call Me Bruce. Which was my favourite reference from the film. I love this bit where
I thought that was a Looney Tunes reference.
I thought this was... Oh, they're introducing ninjas in this universe. I was wrong. There are no more ninjas in the film. And I thought, great, ninjas are now here.
Would you kiss a ninja, Ryan?
If there were three of them, yeah.
If there were three
and they're 10 years old, right?
Just said two others.
Only... there it's a Polish flag.
But yeah, this is the one. Like, doesn't it pan up and you see like there's something else on it?
I don't
Incidentally,
know.
the only Three Ninjas movie I've seen was Kickback, which was the second one.
I've only seen the first one, which we've covered on the show.
Yeah, see, there's like blue there.
Okay, but so there is a Polish gang though, apparently, that's in the movie. They're known as the Polish gang, and I was like, oh, good. Maybe they're the Jew gang.
She tried to switch him, she couldn't. Oh my god, how hard is it to switch bloody cocaine?
I love the fact that you're upset by that.
Every
it's
time
a rule
they
of
visit,
threes, Chris. You have to do it 3 times.
3 times, but it's exactly the same scene. There's a fight scene. She tries to swap him unsuccessfully, and then they just shows up and fights her. And
hey, Bartek, I think Chris is really upset by this woman failing to swap drugs.
Why don't you sing for him and cheer him up, Ryan?
Sing for him?
Yeah.
Sing me the Polish national anthem, and I'll sing it back to him.
Hole,
You sing me the Polish national anthem, and I'll Chinese whisper it to him. Okay?
So do I whisper it to you, or do I sing it?
Sing it to me, and I'll sing it to him. Okay? Jeszcze Polska. Kiedy mi żniwa.
You said kiedy.
Here the cops come without guns.
No, they're holding them in their holsters, you fuck.
Yeah, but they're not going to shoot anyone.
But, no, sorry. I want to stop the movie now. Pause. I'm not pausing it literally, but pause mentally. Chris is upset that he uses a gun.
He shoots a gun.
He uses a gun in the scene, but guess what Chris is upset about? He's upset that for once, a film has southern redneck cops not being used in a stereotypical way, because it could be stereotypical that they march in with their big shotguns and their big revolvers going, yeehaw boys, we're cops with guns! But guess what? They don't. They're doing it by the books. And also, this scene has my favorite joke in the entire movie. I don't know why we haven't talked about it, where the guys throw mashed potatoes crappily onto the policeman, and he says in a really kid-like, sincere way, oh no, I got a riot on my hands, what am I gonna do here? And it just cracked me up. I couldn't tell if he sincerely meant it or if he himself was joking. Yeah. It was great.
Your favorite dish is some young guy.
Get it? Did you get it?
Oh, penis!
No, he meant like
actual cannibalistic.
He meant cannibalism.
Yeah.
He meant cannibalism.
Well, you still have to eat the penis, right?
Well, you have to eat that first.
That's part of it, yeah.
Well, do you cut into the penis? Or like, if you had to eat a penis, Chris. A human penis.
Only if. Hypothetical.
How would you approach it? Would you go with cutlery? Or would you eat it like a hot dog?
I mean, if I had to, I would eat it with cutlery with the backside first.
Oh, okay, so like the base of the penis up to the tip.
Yeah, I don't want to eat the tip first because that's weird.
He wants to leave that gooey goodness for the last bit.
Fuck me.
Circumcised or uncircumcised?
Oh fuck!
Penis.
Don't make me talk about this shit.
Okay, no, shit's not involved. It's only cum. So
I don't want to have the. You didn't say anything about cum.
Well, most penises have cum in them.
It would be a cooked penis, grilled.
Oh,
I don't want to eat a raw penis.
Yeah, but the cum will be boiled. Though.
Oh fuck that shit! I'm gonna throw up.
Throw up because you ate the tip first, right? Is that why? You ate the tip first of the circumcised penis. If I had to eat a penis, I would eat a circumcised penis because there's less I'll have to eat, and I could also determine how much I have left easier. I guess.
Okay.
Being like, when I cut into it with my knife, I could just cut at the line where it's already been cut, the head of the penis. So it's like, there you go. See, Chris, I've thought about this because this film made me think about this. But it's like, if you had to eat a penis,
Yes.
would you eat it cooked and with cutlery or like a sausage? Or hot dog?
Raw with my hands, uncircumcised, no fear.
In one swallow?
One swallow.
No fear.
No.
So yes, one swallow.
Okay.
Now here's something I gotta ask. If you had to eat a cutlery, Chris,
Yes.
a cock, and you're cutting from the base, do you cut horizontally or vertically onto the penis? Or are you gonna go diagonally?
I'll probably start horizontally and then accidentally go diagonally.
Is the penis vertical or horizontal?
Yeah, exactly, Chris. Which way are you eating the penis? This is all I'm going to ask, Chris. So, Chris, are we laying the plate down? Are you eating it vertically on the plate, where the base is facing you, the bloody end of it? Or are we laying it horizontally on the plate and you're eating it, like...
I'm eating it like you would eat a sausage.
Yeah, but you can eat a sausage either way. I don't know what you're telling me. Like, I'm saying, like, on the plate, we've flopped the dick onto the plate.
Oh, dear Lord.
Is it vertical on the plate? Or is it horizontal on the plate?
I'm cutting it horizontally.
Okay, he's eating horizontal.
Wait, so the sausage
Just
is
so you know, I don't plan
horizontal
to
and
eat this.
The sausage is horizontal. I mean, the dick is horizontal, yeah?
Yes.
Not, you're eating it vertically and you're eating it horizontally.
I'm not cutting it horizontally. Oh my god.
Okay, so wait, you're having it horizontal and you're cutting it horizontally, yeah?
I'm having it horizontally. I'm cutting it vertically.
Oh, talking about dicks.
This guy.
I love how you made a model of Bruce. I thought he had the wig at least. Now, was this everybody's favorite character?
I said the teacher earlier was, but this guy
Is a pretty close second.
No, the teacher's my favorite.
It's hard to say. I think maybe the teacher edges it, but this guy's amazing.
This guy and Freddy are my two favorites because he also looks like a Nazi.
Well, if you've got two, then we've got the two as well.
Yeah, you got two twos.
So mutually, this guy is one of our twos, all three.
I love the fact that this is clearly improvised and they just let him keep going. He looks like a Nazi officer. He also looks like the actor Steve Tobolowsky, who's in Groundhog Day as Ned. Is it like?
Yes, yeah.
He looks like him
A little bit. Not
a
really.
lot. He looks like him a lot.
He looks like he would be George Costanza's annoying cousin.
Sexually annoying cousin. He's the kind of guy who's thought about eating dick raw.
And this guy's really enjoying it. Look at him.
Yeah, which also brings up questions about him. It also brings up questions of this organization and why they would hire this guy. Hey, maybe these are the Polish gang. Which one's the Polish gang now? I'm actually questioning it because they are listed. And I was like, oh, it's a Polish gang.
Maybe they're a gang of
maybe
people
this is
who
the Polish
polish
gang.
statues or something.
Oh no, he didn't like that bit of, cutting a dick off and eating it. See, he's thought about it. I didn't just make the cutting dick off reference for nothing.
Hey, look, a gun.
I like guns. Do you like guns?
Would you kiss a gun?
I would eat a gun. Vertically.
You eat a gun vertically.
Would you cutlery?
No raw.
Okay.
Is this the Polish gang? Imagine if this was the Asian white people gang.
Oh yeah, when he's in the tub, there's subtitles because he speaks Japanese.
Yes. They use
Japanese,
Japanese
is it?
10.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's Japanese? I don't
You
know.
sure it's not
I thought it was Chinese.
I would have thought that
Bruce?
he'd speak Chinese, but he was clearly speaking Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I like this, how he checks her mouth and is like, good. And that's the end of that scene.
You have tongue.
That was a reference to she would be able to swallow cock good.
No, that was a reference to you have a mouth.
That was a reference to you have no teeth. I do my dental work for you.
It was a reference to dentists.
Oh, and that's a Seinfeld reference again, because anti-dentites. This is all tying back to Seinfeld.
And Seinfeld's a TV show. You know what else was on TV?
Bruce. They call me Bruce at one point.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably the sequel too.
No, definitely the
It's
sequel.
still Call Me Bruce, which I haven't seen. And I'm not really too motivated to see, to be honest.
Why not? It could be just as good, if not better.
The magnificent scene is here, where everyone keeps complaining about the random cut for no reason.
Yeah, look at this. So it's like, you see a hint of butt,
But
you see a hint of it. Just a little cheek. A little bit of the cheek. You are a 10.
yeah, see,
And then, thank you very much. Why?
Your one cut's even... Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, and then, I don't know what this is.
maybe it was a measurement thing.
Yeah, obviously. He's like, you are like a 10, and you should be like bigger, like a 36. Oh, I love how he does kung fu himself. Like, he knows as well. Great guy. Oh, he's using a fist. That was a rubber fist.
And then he uses a gun now.
Well, he referenced the gun earlier.
Well, he
Chris.
tries to use a gun, but the sword is,
Why does he need to be this close?
yeah.
He's got a silencer. He could be further away. But it's because this chick has an amazing dye job on her fringe. She was a trendsetter. She set the trend of the hairstyle of women now, where they dye the tips of their fringe. I'm not saying that this film inspired fashion culture today, but it clearly did. Because we all dress like this pervert guy. You know, we all dress in leather coats and black ties with white shirts that have some of the buttons undone on top. See, I set this up again. That wasn't just random conversation about buttons. That guy had 3 buttons undone as well. So, like, is this a film where no one likes buttoning up all the way?
I mean, maybe it's summer.
You know, it could be summer. We didn't get to find out. You know, I always work on the assumption that every film is set in summer unless it tells me otherwise.
Did
But-
Snow Day ever say it's winter?
Well, actually, it was summer, no. Snow Day, it was an accidental snow day. It wasn't supposed to be during winter. It was a random happenstance. So I think it was set during summer.
Oh, well,
No.
they have summer break, though.
Now, do you have to knock out this woman? I mean...
Yes, she needs to be knocked out.
She's...
Do you know this woman's a bad person? So she does bad guy things.
Yeah.
Like, uses one acupuncture needle? Like, why is there only one? Doesn't acupuncture, there's more than one needle used at a time?
She was doing a thing where you, like, quickly stab and bring out. She wasn't doing the thing where you, like, put a bunch in at the same time.
No, but she was doing this. She doesn't know how acupuncture works. She grabs the thing, there's only one needle there. And she's like, oh, I guess...
There was only one needle in the thing.
Yeah, watch. I looked at this. There's only one needle out of the container she grabs it from. See? One needle!
Wow.
So why?
Maybe there's a thing with acupuncture where, like, there's different uses of it. Like I said, like when I had acupuncture done, I had a bunch of needles put into me.
How was acupuncture? Was it weird?
It was weird, and the only time it hurt was when they put it through, like, the flabby bit of skin that's between the thumb and index finger.
Yeah, I imagine that
That
would hurt.
sucked, but the rest of it was sort of alright.
Did they actually acupuncture him? Because it looks like they've just stuck it in him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm not an expert.
You're a Bruce. They call me Bruce Spur.
They call me a Bruce Spur, but I'm not an expert on acupuncture.
On acupuncture? No, on acupuncture. You're not an expert.
Acu-fucking-puncture. Oh, look, he's cheating on his girlfriend with a prostitute.
No, that could be his wife. We've never established that could be his
She
wife,
has
and
sunglasses.
she's the mistress. I like how she's evil now because she's wearing a hat, like at night.
And I just assume she's a prostitute. I don't know.
She's wearing sunglasses indoors at night.
Yeah. Hey, this is setting up. I mean, he also has the Godfather framed near candles. So, again, reference, Chris. They didn't play the music. See, he's right there. Don
Holy
Corleone.
shit! It's actually I never noticed that before.
Well, it's called Mise en Scene.
Marlon Mando.
It's also next to his bust of Napoleon for some reason, which is not an Italian stereotype, if I'm honest with you. Oh, look, Twin
It's
Towers.
French.
Yeah, I did say that yesterday as well.
Oh, look, they're still here. They're very prominent. Wouldn't it be great if the lady he had to go visit was the Twin Towers? And he's like, oh, this will be here forever. And then the film ends. I was saying to my girlfriend when watching this, the Twin Towers appear in this movie, as they appear in many movies,
Training places.
they wasn't one of the first movies to digitally edit them out was Zoolander, because Zoolander came out
around 2001.
the same time as...
Did Spider-Man do
Spider-Man had it for the poster.
For the poster. But yeah, but I think Zoolander was first. Well, the first few, at least. And then, I love the fact that I was saying, you know, there will come a time, again, right? Love the fact. Wrong way to say. There will come a time in which there'll be, sometime down the line, there'll be another monument that's been destroyed, and we'll see it in movies and be like, oh, you remember the Sydney Harbour Bridge? I remember that. Or, hey...
Opera House. I climbed the bridge.
I've been on the bridge.
Yeah, me too.
I've driven on it.
I've driven on it.
I think I've driven on it as well.
Oh man, do you remember the Golden Gate Bridge? I'm just picking on bridges, really. Fuck them. They use us. Hey man, do you remember the Leaning Tower of Pisa when that was leaning and then it fell over and killed like 50 million people?
What about that one in Washington D.C., like that spire thing that's supposed up as a speech in front of?
Clinton's dick. Yeah. I say that's a.
You can destroy that in Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, you can. You can destroy everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, I actually thought the scene... I didn't understand the scene, Chris. Because the chemist guy's like, it's flour. And then the boss is like, so you're telling me it is Chinese flour? And he's like, yes. And I thought, oh, this scene's going to play out like, thanks guys, we have the cocaine. Because everyone's referring to it as Chinese flour. But then it's like, no, they actually know that this is really flour, not cocaine. I thought that scene was going to play out like...
That's a good point, yeah.
A happy, you know, then they find out later, oh my god, it's not cocaine, and get them, or whatever.
Yeah, so what exactly did happen? Does he not realise that they're using a pseudonym name for the cocaine?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what
Bruce is innocent. He thinks it's literal flour, hence he wants to cook it at one point.
But like the boss of all bosses, he doesn't know.
He does mention that we're just checking a flower, but obviously at this point, who cares if Bruce knows or not?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried about Bruce here. I'm wondering about the boss.
He does know. He says, we're just checking a flower now.
Yeah, like they're still making sure they haven't been ripped off.
Right.
And they have, since they're going to kill them now. But I was very confused because the language was set like, so you're telling me it is the Chinese flour? Yes, it is. Because obviously the joke would be the chemist is like, it is flour. And then they would take it away and be like, it's the cocaine because we've been saying Chinese flour the whole time, ha ha ha. But then they don't do that. They're like, oh, it's actually flour. Like, the boss is like, so it is flour, you fucks. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's very intelligent.
Very intelligent scene.
This chase scene
goes for half an hour.
Oh, birds flew away, just like that Seinfeld gag.
Which one?
The one where they're at the pier.
Like the Bruce.
No, I almost said bridge. The pier, and like they have revelations, and then they run. And it's all inspiring.
See, I saw the pigeons and thought New York. I thought it was a reference to Home Alone 2. You know, where the pigeon lady.
He's got flour all over his.
But it's okay. You went to the Hairatorium.
Hairatorium.
I wonder which outfit he's gonna wear.
Oh my god! Look at this black stereotype.
Yeah, she's all like, what do you want? I own my own business.
Shut up, guys.
She says, remember when she calls him a foo?
Remember when she says, I'm studying law, then gets a gun pointed at her head, and she's like, I guess I'm an idiot black woman stereotype now, fool.
Remember when they're stabbing her watermelons, and she's like, no, not them.
Remember when she was a slave?
I get it, guys. I'm just saying there are a lot of black stereotypes in this
Remember
film.
when she became Oprah Winfrey and said, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
I didn't even remember the context of what we were talking about before.
I just said there are a lot of black stereotypes.
No, you said they are all black stereotypes except for this one person at the start.
That's right.
And I was like, that one person is a stereotype of black Afro ninja types. This woman is the only one, but at the same time, she owns a store that sells weaves and wigs. So I guess you could say stereotype, but not really. I like how he had to I like how he can't tell if they're mannequins by looking at them. I actually thought something here. Wouldn't it have been smart of him if he, instead of kept going up, if he went back down? And then the guy kept going up and up again? Like, wouldn't that have been... that was my technique I would have done. She's scared. Such a stereotype of black people always scared of the white man. That's true, Chris.
What's another stereotype we can throw? She's scared that she'll be sent to the cotton field.
She's scared that... She's scared that Quentin Tarantino is going to make more insensitive comments through ignorance.
And then Samuel Jackson will defend him so we can't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, if Samuel Jackson and Jamie Foxx says it's okay then. Also, you know, Chris, this was something I have to ask. This was a childhood classic of yours. You loved this as a kid. What was it about the film that made you love it as much as you still do? Because you're smiling while we're watching this still.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess maybe because I was on crack cocaine when I was 5 years old.
I knew it! Such a black stereotype! Chris is black.
What a
you wanted to know.
And also because I had my father explaining every single joke to me.
Was it funny?
And laughing at it.
Did he explain this scene here where they all shout Mooney, 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 Mooney? Do you know what a Mooney is?
No.
Do you, Bartek?
No.
So when this scene happened, yeah, I'll tell you.
Yes, Ryan knows.
When we watched this scene last night, when I watched the scene last night, I was very confused. When they take the wig off, they all shout Mooney, 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 Mooney. So much. And I was like, is this a racial joke? Like, is that some, like, slang racial term for Asian people that black people use, maybe? No. No, it isn't. According to Google.
Yes. Google.
I googled Mooney, and it is pretty much a term used for an outsider religious person entering another religion.
But he's clearly Asian anyway.
No, but like it's more like, say a Jewish person rocked up, like an obvious Jewish rabbi or someone rocked up to a mosque. Mooney's the term you use for an invader, a foreigner of a religion coming into another church.
Okay.
Right.
So that's what they're saying. They take off his thing and say he's definitely not a black Christian guy.
Okay.
And they're like, Mooney, 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 being like pretty much intruder, intruder, intruder.
Maybe they think that he's the woman at the Heratorium.
So
he's wearing her clothes.
They actually think he's a woman.
Yeah.
So it's not. They're not calling him Mooney purely because they're assuming they're not their religion because it's Asian. They're saying because you're dressing up and pretending to be.
It could be whatever you interpret.
Yeah.
It's basically they're saying intruder.
They're saying you are not a black Christian.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Mooney has less syllables, so they don't say that.
Yeah, they don't have to say, you are not a black Christian! You are not a black Christian! And then the Italians outside hear this and go, I'm not a black Christian either. Maybe they're talking about me, and they just walk away.
Wait a second, the guy we're chasing is not a black Christian.
Could he be in there? Let's go in there. Then they point at them and they go, you're not a black Christian! You're not a black Christian! And they're like, you're right! We're Catholics!
How did they get here if they went the opposite direction?
They figured out that he must have went this direction. From, Spidey sense. The Twin Towers are here, so Spidey sense.
Freddy!
I like how we never got to understand what happened to Freddy in his run. He just encountered black people and pissed them off somehow.
They should make a short film that explains what he did.
Oh, hold up, boys! He's now teamed up with one other person.
Jive Talk by Yo Mama.
No, Talk in by Yo Mama. Your mama. Only to use by... I can't read, his fucking hands are all over the joke. Get your hands off there, Johnny Yune, you fuck. I liked this scene. I imagine this was a highlight scene for everyone involved. We've seen many scenes like this.
It was unexpected.
Done in movies.
And it's basically the ending of this long chase sequence because it cuts away afterward.
Well,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
the black guys saved the day. I didn't want to say it, but they saved the day. They helped him. They helped him learn the true meaning of Christmas.
The guy behind the main guy doesn't really look black. The one of the tiring.
Except for he does, but it's okay.
Well, look at him.
He looks black. Yeah, you're right.
He's totally black.
He's a light-skinned black man. Yeah, but other than that, he looks black. You're right. You got me there.
He's not even in this shot.
Mafia. I love this scene. It was great. Right. I love Freddy being so white in the scene. He's such a white man. I love how Johnny Yune can pull off this outfit. Kind of made me want to wear it. Didn't you want to wear it?
Not particularly.
You fucking racist. You fucking racist.
And it's for women too, so he's sexist too.
He's homophobic as well because he's making gay connotations to it. He's also transphobic as well.
Of that scene in Borat where he tries to be like black people and then goes to a hotel and just speaks jive.
Yeah.
What's up, vanilla face?
That. The scene I remember in Borat at the hotel, which has my favourite joke in Borat, because it's one of the few scripted jokes, which is when the Jewish old couple are like knocking on his door and he's like, oh no, and he's just throwing money at the door. That's my favorite joke in the entire film. It makes me smile every time because it's like Sacha Baron Cohen knows how to make Jew jokes better than anyone else.
Well, he is Jewish, so he knows
how.
He knows what they like and don't like.
That, and you gotta love the running of the Jew. And oh no, it's laying its egg. So she's confusing him now because she's wearing a tie, I guess. This is what I got from the scene. She's wearing a tie now, and he's like, I don't know who this is. And she's like, I'm your girlfriend, remember? Oh, yeah. There's sex dolls.
So, because this is again very different.
Apparently, breasts.
Apparently, the gang has this is the gang's hotel place. So they're like got a lot of sex dolls and dildos. He was holding a dildo just before, and yeah, it's like, what is this?
Yeah, and then he was talking about the chair that vibrates, and he's like, "Is that an electric chair?" And he's like, "One of the few." Classic Johnny Yune humor. Did you know he didn't act in much else after this?
No, not much. Apart from They Still Call Me Bruce.
And there was another one called, what was it, like Cooking with Yune or something weird? Cooking Johnny Cooks or something or other. And it's just like he opens up a restaurant and falls in love, basically, and no one's reviewed it on IMDb, so it has no rating.
I do agree with you though. I do Freddy. I generally like as a character. I do like his performance.
Is he in the second one?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. Yeah. Because
that's why I would want to watch the second one. I want to see him team up with Freddy again and go on more misadventures. There'll be like the road to Jerusalem with these two characters, and they go to Jerusalem and fix the crisis there, and they cause more problems for Jerusalem. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
He solves the Palestine problem. The Palestine problem. The Israeli-Palestine problem.
Oh.
They should make a sequel to this now. They should do a semi-reboot sequel, like the new Blade Runner. They should do that for this film, where they wait like 30 years to do it.
Yeah, he could start in kind of like a Forrest Gump story where he like goes through a bunch of notable events in history.
He can be like Harrison Ford in the new Blade Runner movie, where he's like old and gruff and teaches the new young flame, who would be the guy who played Kato in the Green Hornet movie,
or Ken Jeong or something.
Yeah, Ken Jeong. No. We need someone lesser than that. So we need Kato from the Green Hornet movie. And Martin Scorsese could reprise his role. He never died. It's about him getting out of jail.
That's right.
And it's about like Johnny Yune's son, but that's who Kato is. And he's like, they call me Bruce too, but this one will be called like, who's the new Asian kung fu guy now? They call me Jackie or something.
They call me Bruce 3, or they call me. I don't know, something.
I can't believe they're still calling me Bruce.
That's actually what it would be. No, that's what it would be called, because that's how...
Yeah.
The title is a reference to the spaghetti western, They Call Me Trinity.
They Still Call Me Trinity or whatever.
And then They Still Call Me Trinity, and Trinity is my name. Yeah. Which is great, because...
I've accepted that I'm being called Bruce.
Yeah, exactly. Or, like, in the last one, it would be like Leonard Nimoy when he wrote those books, which is, I am not Spock, and then he had another one which is I am Spock, and then he wrote one called I am Leonard, and it's like my favorite Simpsons joke involving comic book guy, where he's like, my favorite Leonard Nimoy books, which is I'm not Spock, I am Spock, and I am also Scotty. It's just a picture of Leonard Nimoy dressed up fat, eating a burger. It's great. Oh no, they got Martin Scorsese. I thought there was going to be an epic fight or showdown, but no. He just says, I got you now! And then they arrest Scorsese.
I'll make some Chinese noodle for you.
Take that, Scorsese. That's for making Hugo.
That's
Sacha Baron Cohen.
That's for making Silence, you Christian prick.
Oh, you didn't like Silence?
No, I hated fucking Silence.
Oh, man, you're a fucking anti-Semite.
Anti-Semite? It's not even about Jewish.
So now you're saying that you couldn't make a good Jewish religious film. No, you fucking anti-Semite.
Like Adam Sandler.
What do they call anti-Catholics? Is there a name for that?
I don't know.
No, they're like the white people of religion.
No, the white people of religion are Presbyterians. The Catholics have South America, remember?
I don't know.
Most of South America is Catholic.
Yeah, but like jokes about Catholics.
Oh, Twin Towers.
Twin Towers again.
Oh, this is the final scene.
I legitimately thought the woman was going to be this woman. They make the joke about it being the Statue of Liberty, and then when the spoiler alert, the Statue of Liberty is alive in this movie.
Yeah.
And they don't say it's a daydream. She's alive because the woman reacts too. But I was thinking when she spoke, it was going to be like, no, it is me. And then it'd be the old lady. And then
that'd be really cute.
And then you'd have to say his grandfather loved her. He didn't even do that. The one thing his grandfather asked him to do, which was tell her I loved her.
Wasn't it just find her?
No, it was find her. And his last dying words were, tell her I loved her. And then he died. He never even told her that he loved her.
Don't forget,
I think Statue would know that.
Also, Martin Scorsese, I do apologize. I'm not. I don't actually think you're a Christian prick. I like.
It's your dad.
He's a Catholic.
I think he understands.
My dad is Bruce Willis. Get it right. All right, let's find Ivana more.
Was there any other facts you used? Was that the only cast member thing you said? Like, yeah, you set it up like there's many things about the cast and the trivia I know, and then it was like you just wanted to give.
I wrote all these notes, but I
Crazy Bear.
Oh, that's an interesting name. Is that Polish?
Kwiatkowski. Kwiat means flower.
Wow. So is it Polish?
I would say so.
Great.
Although there's a very short credits.
The cast are in order of appearance.
John Louis.
I'm really wanting to see these now for Ivana more. If you're lying to me,
I'm totally lying.
and also
to you.
we have to look out for the Polish gang because these are all in order as well. So I don't see Ivana more. Yeah.
Look, there's Farnsworth.
Duchess Dale, classic. Where's Ivana Moore?
Oh my god, they're not even in Las Vegas yet. Hang on.
Jewish boss. Where's Ivana Moore? Ivana Moore.
Ivana Moore.
Yeah. So we meet there's the cowboy gang, the ninjas. So it's after the cowboys, after the inmates. I actually think Polish boss. It's actually the Asian guys. You know the gang that are pretending to be Asian? That's who they are, because in the order of the gangs he meets.
Yeah, right after him is the bath woman. So.
Yeah, so, oh my god, the Polish gang.
I Imagine You's the theme song.
Not Oriental Boy. I Imagine You's the theme song, Bartek. So, Bartek, in this world, Polish people pretend to be Asian, Japanese. Did you know that's a thing that Polish people do?
I still don't know which ones we're talking about.
In the film.
The film's over now.
Hold on. In the film.
The nudity one. The nudity
in
scene.
the film
right
where
it.
he uses his sword to stab the guy, that gang he's with, that's the Polish gang where all the white people are dressed up in kimonos.
Okay.
That's the Polish gang. The one where the guy checks that woman's mouth to see if she has a mouth. That's the Polish gang.
That's why that felt so familiar to me.
That's what Polish people do to women. Get it? Polish people are really shit to women. Isn't that terrible? I always see, whenever I look at Polish, stuff in the news, it's always, how shit we are to women.
That's just
it's always just, women's rights. It's Poland's at it again with women's rights. And I'm like, typical Poland.
I hear it more about racism than sexism, but I
always hear it's anti-abortion stuff and anti-rape, rape awareness stuff. It's all all this stuff about basics. If you're a woman, it sounds terrible. But
it's essentially
most Eastern European, European countries, especially the Eastern European countries.
I mean, even if you go back 20 years ago, that was essally every country. In the
yeah, I know,
world.
but guess what? Yeah. We aren't living 20 years ago, Chris. Jeez Louise, Australia, where we're from. It only took us a very long time to get gay marriage.
Yeah, what, a week ago in 2017? What is it?
So Chris, the film ended. They call me Bruce.
Yeah.
They call me Bruce?
It's me, Bruce. 5 stars from TVGuide.com.
How about you give us a rating and a review of your own?
Okay.
See, that was a segue there. Pretty good one.
My review is... Chopstick licking good. 5 stars. No, I'll probably go about
Ryan spit his drink.
About 3 stars. Chopstick looking good because the nostalgia of it makes me laugh.
You're doing stars,
so
but not Ivana Moore.
Ivana Moore, chopstick licking good. Ivana Moore chopsticks.
Bartek.
Yes.
Your review and rating.
They Call Me Bruce is an amazing film. I had to explain earlier what Bruceploitation was and give a little bit of basic 101 history. 101 minus 1, I would even say. It was that basic.
It was so base.
Most of the information, you probably even find it on Wikipedia. So, it comes from a subgenre that not too many people are familiar with. Obviously, we are hashtag 90s kids, woohoo, cool guys.
Hashtag...
We wear shirts that say cool guys.
Only we remember. Lest we forget. Hashtag.
Lest we forget the Rugrats.
It's the Rugrats rap from under the mat.
Hashtag Angry Beavers for life. Faux life.
I thought you were more of a Rocco's man.
I liked Angry Beavers more, but I saw more Rocco's Modern Life.
Okay,
That's why. I liked Angry Beavers, but I think they aired it less out of those stable of shows. It would go out of that era. It would be Rocco's was number 1, then Cat Dog, and then Angry Beavers. It was always that's how they would air it. It would always be more of Rocco, slightly more of Cat Dog, and then every now and then you'll get Angry Beavers on normal
See,
TV.
I think I saw the opposite. That's weird.
Oh.
Anyway, my review for They Call Me Bruce
Is I like Rocco.
I think I did like Angry Beavers the most out of those 3.
It had Stump.
Stump was the best. Now, They Call Me Bruce. It comes from a subgenre that not too many people, especially from our generation, would be familiar with. It is a... What's that word for... Niche. It is a niche taste. Ryan was telling me before we started this episode that the first thing he thought of when he saw the yellow text at the beginning was, is this going to be a porn? He was very nervous. That's also a genre that we...
Yeah, because Chris's previous film, Big Stan, was all about male rape.
Right.
So I was like, oh boy, I don't know what we're going to get into. Is it going to be porn?
I personally appreciated the older kind of aesthetic going on there, the music, the look of it, the humor, and it isn't like a typical film, obviously, because it kind of parodies or satirizes this genre of exploitation. In that subgenre, you've got Bruce Lee lookalikes either pretending to be Bruce Lee or inspired by Bruce Lee, and they're using great kung fu to entertain you because action film, cool. This one, the parody there is that they have that setup, but the guy doesn't really do kung fu or really that much of anything other than tell jokes and try to get out of fights. That's kind of where the satirization parody comes from.
He's like Jackie Chan when Jackie Chan started doing Owen Wilson movies.
Yeah.
Those when Jackie Chan went to America and started doing instead of less action, he just did more quips. That's this guy.
When you said that, literally Owen Wilson movies or Owen Wilson-like movies?
No, when he did movies with Owen Wilson. Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights.
Oh, right, then, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he did another one, but I swear he did others.
I mean, he was still pretty, if you look at Armor of God, for instance, he was still pretty wacky then.
Oh, wacky.
Before.
But let Bartek get wacky with it.
And certainly I also read that when the Bruceploitation era kind of ended and Jackie Chan kind of brought that about, it was because he incorporated more comedy into those roles. So this is still having a look at the parody of what it was like then, but still before Jackie Chan became the figurehead of these martial arts types.
The pop culture icon.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And certainly then you would have to look at it as less as a Bruceploitation film and more as a comedy. It is a film where you just have to be in that kind of mindset. And I can certainly see for a lot of people who... And this film apparently was a box office success despite only appearing in...
350?
less than 400 cinemas. So certainly at the time, the people who did see it liked it. But still, that did mean that not many people have ended up seeing it, and also not many people would remember it unless they happen to have a fantastic family like Mr. Chris Mardiryan.
Yeah, unless your family is based up of Armenian people who quote random lines from this film and or Martin Scorsese and or Bruce Willis, and you're gonna miss out on this.
And the Ice Cube goldfish.
Oh, and if you eat Ice Cube goldfish, yeah. If you're not that demographic, you've missed out, buddy.
Yeah, that's how niche this demographic is for this film.
It's so underground.
But, guys, here's the good news. The incredibly not niche, incredibly popular Spit and Polish have now
made it the mainstream.
We can now cover the film, so now there's no excuse for this.
They're going to put it in the IMDb. trivia, Spit and Polish made this film
So
the classic
happy.
it is today.
and two out of people found it interesting.
Yeah.
Because none of the points on IMDb had full interest. It is a great film, very funny. Don't expect it to have too much martial arts as you would see in, say, Fists of Fury or Enter the Dragon, but expect it to have as many laughs as the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. Me.
And if I have to give it a rating...
Which you do.
Yeah, I do. And Ryan, earlier when you were talking about the ratings, you said maybe an image or something like that.
Yeah.
I have an image that I want to paint.
Okay, paint me.
Alright. It's got Bruce and it's got Freddy looking at each other. And
Like Bruce Lee?
no, Bruce from this film
Like Bruce from
and
this film?
Freddy from this film.
Johnny Yune and Freddy, yeah.
Yeah. And they got speech bubbles coming out of them.
What kind of speech bubble? Like a comic book speech bubble?
Yeah, like white, very, very cartoony.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Kind of low budgety look of this image.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Clip art, maybe. And
Even lower.
Johnny Yune, Bruce's one says, "Czy oni nazywali mnie really great film?" And in Freddy's speech bubble, in all lowercase, it says, "Yeah."
Brilliant. That's his rating. Now,
Instantly, before you go on, I will say the Armenian translation probably be something like
Please.
In the Bruce Gaganchen.
what does that translate to? Because Bruce was first.
Gaganchen sounds sexy.
Literally, they call me Bruce. Like,
But Bruce was earlier in the
if you want
sentence.
if you want to do literally, it's me, Bruce, they call.
Okay.
The literal one for "Czy oni nazywali mnie Bruce" is, "Did they call me Bruce?" Yeah, did they call me Bruce?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so my review, great film. Check it out. I went into this with trepidation a little bit. Chris...
That's a big word.
It's almost a syllable, a whole syllable, but then it's a bit more than that.
Yeah, like 4.
It's a lot of syllables. I went in trepidation because, no offense to Chris, but his taste in movies are rubbish most of the time.
Although he's recommended both films we've done.
But he's recommended great films for this show, which has made me realize Chris has unappreciated film tastes. And my views on his film taste being rubbish is actually me being the fool. And
you being rubbish, you mean?
No, I'll get to the rubbish part.
I have some good taste in film.
Some.
Come on.
And now you have more good tastes in film because you helped us discover your tastes in film, which are good. I realized that I was the fool, but now I am the hero because we have covered this on the show, and I am giving the review now, meaning that I am the hero of my story. Because I have redeemed myself. For once, I was nothing but a piece of rubbish. But now I've been recycled into a piece of furniture that rests this DVD copy of They Call Me Bruce on it, which has a spotlight on it, which makes it shine. Shine so bright that you are blind now. And I am the furniture that holds it together.
And then Bruce cuts the deck on you.
And then Bruce cuts the deck on me. Hold on, this is my review, buddy. That's actually, I was going to go somewhere with this, okay? Yeah. So Bruce then, he does cut the deck, but guess what? He hurt his hand, he bleeds, and shows us he is human. If I have to give this a rating, which I of course do, I would give it a, they call me a happy person after watching this, out of, they used to call me trepidatious.
Which is almost a syllable.
Which is almost a syllable, but is more than one. Bartek, you have some comments from YouTube. Did you find these YouTube comments on a trailer for this?
I found them from a trailer and I think 2 clips that...
What clips?
Yeah. I think one of them was the against one of the alley gangs.
Oh, and you can't tell them apart. Such a racist.
Yeah, and I think the other one was... It might have been like part 1 of the film, and like uploaded in full, but in multiple parts.
But in like 5-minute parts.
Yeah, I think there were 7-minute parts. Yeah.
Oh, I was close. So let's hear from a YouTubey.
Yeah, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments.
A beautiful place full of beautiful people.
Very nice. I love YouTube.
Like me.
Chris has a YouTube. he makes quality content about They Call Me Bruce.
Do
If you want to find his YouTube channel, it's called They Call Me Bruce Big Fan 69, in which Chris records himself with a black curtain behind him with an obvious use of a lamp that you would find at Kmart for $3.
That's not true at all.
shining at a downwards angle on him, making contrasting shadows on his face. He just breathes heavily, holding the DVD horizontally, upside down, and just says, watch this, in series of different tones and oscillations.
And every
For
video...
5 for 7 minute chunks, and they all are different parts.
Yeah, and every...
He's up to part 40 right now.
Yeah, and every video is uploaded twice, but the alternate version's just got the theme song over it.
Check it out. Great channel, my favorite. Bartek, let's hear the comments from his channel.
Please make a video like that, Chris.
I'd like to, okay.
What do you mean, please? Yes. Log
please
on to
make another one now
YouTube.
that we've done this.
It'll be good with my space video that I made.
Brilliant. Let's hear from YouTube.
Don't forget the re-upload that takes out all the audio and just has the songs.
What's YouTube in Polish?
It's just YouTube.
Does it not have a Polish name? Like, if you went to
YouTube's
Polish YouTube, would it be called something different?
YouTube.pl.
Oh, okay. I guess.
It's not like the Russian one, which is like RuTube.
Oh, see.
I think there's a Chinese one as well.
It's called You're Not Allowed to Be On Here!
It's called They Call Me Bruce. Anyway, the first of the 6 comments that I've gathered is, thanks for posting. I loved this movie when I was a kid. Bruce and his immortal line of, take a good look at my face, I'm an Oriental, were never trying to intimidate someone. That's a comment.
Is that the part 1 comment? Is it?
Yeah, that's from you.
It
From me.
You wrote that. You know
Just
that.
so you know, I think you guys now like the film more than I do now.
I think Chris loves this film, and he's going to get married to it one day. When
don't like
Australia passes the laws on marrying inanimate objects, he'll marry the DVD of the film.
Japan's kind of gone there.
I loved as a kid. I haven't seen it in 10 years.
And now, hey, it's seeing an old flame again.
That's exactly right.
At Chris's wedding, the wife will pick the music, but then after, like halfway
The
through
wife being Bruce.
yeah, but then halfway through the first song, it cuts out and it starts Oriental Boy.
Okay, keep going.
Does anyone know where I can get this soundtrack? Or at least the list of singers/songs that went into said soundtrack? I was really, little when this movie came out. And then brackets, 6, damn it, 6! Then out of brackets. But I remember loving it, and years later, after I bought the DVD, I heard a really cute poppy song, ... and I want to know what it is. Kaue, they tried saying cause, but they've got the S. Kaue, the DVD I bought is no help!
Well, Chris, you can find it on a website called grooveshark.com, the ultimate music streaming site. Or you could find it at Chris's YouTube channel.
The alternate videos, yeah.
It's in his unlisted videos, but he's going to list them for us after this, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah,
You're going to make them public for everyone to get a copy of this.
I wish I was a wizard like you, Harry.
Come on.
My gran always believed in you, Chris. The third of the 6 comments are, this one has 2 quotes in it. The first quote, lady, give that man his purse back. I think these are the same guys who made Superb Man, the other movie.
What?
Apparently there's a movie called Superb Man, the other movie.
I guess that's Chris's second favourite film. He'll tell us after the movies are over with.
The fourth of 6 comments is, heh, one of those trailers that makes the movie look way funnier than it actually was, smiley face with a wink. Pretty decent idea, though. So they clearly didn't like it, but they thought it was alright.
They're what we call a troll.
Yeah.
They're what we call a troll. I hate haters.
I think this hater here was just a little bit lenient, though.
He was a lenient hater.
Yeah.
He was a circumcised hater.
The second last comment is, what's great about this is it's the EI, there seems to be some legitimacy into how he gets out of deep shit.
Aww.
The whole pupils under the same master must never fight sound almost like a plausible rule in the martial arts community. But the whole our master's better than your master to start a fight be among friends, as it were, just sells it for me.
Aww.
What a thoughtful comment.
I hope that this person is enjoying their life after writing that comment.
And this next person, the last comment, is acknowledging the 5 dislikes that the video had.
Those fucking haters. How many likes did it have?
I didn't check, but definitely more than 5.
More than the haters. Hear that, haters? You're getting slammed by likers.
Yeah. And that comment is 5 people that must have studied under Master Tongue.
You know who wrote that? Chris. That's such a Chris thing to say.
Chris.
Well, you guys at home listening or during your diamond heist, hey, did you get the diamond? Tell us in the comments.
If you didn't, still tell us.
Still tell us. I mean, if you're arrested, I'm sure they'll allow you to at least, write to us.
And I'm sure...
The prison guards know that we're good boys. We're not haters. We're likers.
I'm sure they'll let you watch They Call Me Bruce in prison. I mean,
No, they won't let you watch that, but they'll let you listen to us.
No, in prison you watch Big Stan.
In prison, you get to watch Big Stan next to Johnny Yune, who's been doing bad boy things, like not making a sequel to this after all this time.
I mean, there has been, but not
After what happens in Trump America, he finds you has-been guys, Johnny Yune, and says, "Hey." That's my Trump impression. And he says, "Hey." And then Johnny Yune says, "Please, don't arrest me. I didn't mean not to make the sequel, follow-up, prequel. No." And then they put handcuffs on him and chuck him in jail.
Why is Johnny Yune Polish?
Because there was a Polish gang that were white people dressed up as Asian people. What I'm saying is Johnny Yune's a Polish man in yellow face. That's what I'm saying. Why is his name Johnny?
Yo, Johnny! Why aren't you making another...
Is that your Polish impression?
No, that's my Trump impression. That's clearly... That's making fun of your Trump impression.
Mine was just a noise.
That's Rocky.
Mine was just a noise. So, you guys, Johnny, Diamond Heist Man, or woman or pet, can you imagine a pet beagle doing a diamond heist? I'd watch that movie. Get on to it, Air Buddies creator. Make Diamond Buddies. You guys have always been fantastic, amazing, wonderful, superfluously stupendous listening people. But you know what you are this episode?
Superfluous.
No. You're gorgeous.
Ryan, would you kiss the listening people?
I'll stroke their cocks, but kissing's a bit too far. If you want to help us out, you can just support us by following us on Facebook, iTunes, Podbean, all of these things. It's all under Spit and Polish Presents. Easy to find, easy to support. Give us a listen. Chuck us a comment on Facebook or iTunes or whatever. We have suggestion link, like a little suggestion post for films that we could cover on Facebook. Because we don't know every film. We could have not done this film if Chris didn't reveal that he had a childhood fetish for old Asian men pretending to be Bruce Lee. We could have not known that. We didn't know that. But if we didn't know Chris, well, we could have missed it. And we don't know you, maybe. I don't know Diamond Heist people. I mean, I know beagles, but not people. So give us a suggestion. Chris, as always, a pleasure to be around you.
Thank you, guys. Letting me on.
Bartek, as always, it's tolerable to be around you.
Yeah, right back at you.
And Ryan, as always, it's trepidatious to be near you. And you guys, and pets, remember to be kind to each other. Till next time.
So, Ryan, there's only one question I have left now that we're done.
Okay, yeah, ask me the quest.
Who's this Chris you keep talking to?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I keep, looking over to the corner where I think Chris is, and sometimes I see no one there. And I wonder, am I crazy? But then I realize maybe the world's crazy.
But I'm literally sitting right here.
Thanks, Chris. He verified it. You heard that, right?
No. What are you talking about, Ryan?
Fuck this shit.
Have I made a fursona? I dress up as a small Armenian hairy man
Ryan.
who likes Bruceploitation.
Ryan, Chris and I conspired together to just make you admit that you have a fur affinity count.
No!
We tricked you. I was pretending he doesn't exist, but he does exist. He's right there.
My fursona.
I'm joking, I'm right here.
My fursona site is HairyChrisBoy69 at Furries R Us. Check it out. Download the pages, images, and my fan art.
And all the things you commissioned. Don't forget those.
I won't. Meow.
Oriental cat, watch out! Ryan's coming for you. Run! Run!